The reading. Today, Creates a Life Spiritual Center has got lots to offer, as it does every Sunday. Got Reverend Lisa in the morning at about 9:15. You've got our service at 11 o'clock. And then you got me at 5 o'clock-ish Central Time. So there we are. Let me see. I'm just going to get straight on with the reading here. It's called Hit Your Reset Button. Hit Your Reset Button. The distinction that must be repeated as many times as necessary is this. We are not resting to be productive. We are resting simply because it is our divine right to do so. And that's Tricia Hershey, who is an American poet, performance artist, and activist, best known as the founder of the organization called the NAP Ministry. So look her up, Tricia, Tricia Hersey, and it's taken. That quote is taken from "Rest is Resistance," a manifesto. We should believe that God is the invisible partner in our lives, and affirm that divine love goes before us and prepares the way. And that was Ernest Holmes in 365, Science of Mind. It's actually on page 13, paragraph 1. This is Reverend Kris. I, for one, have no objection to what she's saying here. How other people feel about it, I don't know. Anyway, she says there's science behind what she's talking about now, so I guess I gotta go check it out. But for now, I accept what she says. She says, I love naps, I really do. They're one of my go-to self-care activities when I feel stressed, overwhelmed, confused, or frustrated. Stepping away for a 20-minute, and then she says in parentheses, or sometimes a 2-hour nap, is like hitting the reset button. It's the human equivalent of, have you tried turning it off and back on again? I mean, right? Electronics, technology, it's true. You turn the phone off and back on again and the problem's gone. She says, I wake up from these rest periods with renewed energy, with renewed optimism, and often the solution to whatever was on my mind. There's a reason the final step of spiritual mind treatment, aka affirmative prayer, is release. If we never let go of anything or take a break, there's no space for spirit, capitalized, to work its magic. Our brains and bodies thrive on alternating between work and rest. The rest and release phases of life are just as crucial to productivity and progress as the work phases. In fact, research now shows that working less can lead to accomplishing more. I gotta check that out. It might seem counterintuitive because it goes against what we've been taught, but it's true, says Reverend Kris. A balanced life with equal parts work, rest, and play is best for our health, productivity, and joy. When is the last time you took a nap? I remember the old phrase, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, or Joan a dull girl. So I gotta admit that I do sometimes take naps. I took one today, probably about 15 minutes, sometime after lunch before I got busy and went and worked out and went to Home Depot and messed around. But I think that it's absolutely correct that if we concentrate completely on work and we never take any breaks, then eventually we burn out, some of us faster than others. So I don't think there's anything necessarily spiritual about taking a nap. I guess you could make it spiritual. You could meditate. And I've got to admit, sometimes in the past, I have been tired and I've started meditating and I found myself falling asleep. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who's done that. So I really don't think that this reading, like a lot of others, needs a lot of explanation, right? I guess the only question is, is it correct? Is there science behind it? Is it validated? I guess I really should have gone online and checked it all out, but I'm sure that there is science behind it, otherwise she wouldn't be quoting it. So What do you think? Reverend Kris asks, when is the last time you took a nap? Well, I told you today. Mine was earlier this afternoon, between finishing my lunch and going out, working out, and going to Home Depot. So when was the last time you took a nap? Do you think this is true? Have you read into it? Is there really science behind it? I will check it out, and if I find out that it's not 100% correct, I'll come back and tell you, so I won't kind of leave it hanging. So this morning's service was pretty good. Reverend Jesse's message was pretty simple. He was pretty humorous at times, so if you're not used to looking at his message, you can find it on our Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook page. I almost said ours, because I don't know where you're watching this. You know, whether it's on Facebook, which Facebook, I don't know, or Instagram, or LinkedIn, I don't know where you're watching it. But anyway, on Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook page and YouTube page, you can watch recordings of these, Reverend Lisa, our Sunday service, and sometimes other things, but essentially that's pretty well it. So 7 days a week, twice a day, we'll be on broadcasting. Every Sunday is our 11 o'clock service, and to be broadcast on New Year's Eve, 7 o'clock Central Time, will be our Christmas Eve service. We typically do a Christmas Eve service. We don't do a Christmas Day service, which kind of fits in with growing up. Most of my life, I went to midnight mass, and I didn't go to church the next day because midnight mass kind of was it. So we kind of follow that similar tradition. So tune in to one of these broadcasts, tune into our Sunday service, and if you got the time and energy, tune into our Christmas Eve service. And by the way, because it's recorded, you can watch it on Christmas Day. And guess what? You're not going to get one, you're not going to get two, you're not going to get three, but you're going to get 4 shortened talks. So instead of one long talk, you're going to get 4 shortened talks. And there'll be 4 of us doing that. Reverend Jesse, Reverend Lisa, practitioner Danielle Mercadal, and myself. We've each picked a topic, and we're each going to speak for, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes, something like that. Well, hopefully 8 minutes, and otherwise it will go on too long. So that's really all I've got for today. I just wish you all a good rest of the day. I once again encourage you to take care of yourself, to love yourself. And if you have the problem with that, remember, look in the mirror, repeat, I love you, I love you, I love you, as you look in your own eyes, and just see how that works out for you. And speaking of affirmations, this is Reverend Kris. Rest is my personal reset button, helping me approach challenges with a fresh outlook and optimism. Does that appeal to you? Rest is my personal reset button, helping me approach challenges with a fresh outlook and optimism. And I'll tell you what I do with affirmations. I adjust them to my own, not just my own beliefs, but my own preferences, thinking what will work for me and what won't. And as I've often said, if it's a long affirmation, I'll often cut it into, or make it shorter ones, shorter 2, 3, 4, whatever it takes. So that's it. I'll be back tomorrow around about 5. Reverend Lisa will be here tomorrow morning about 9:15. And as I said, our Sunday service should already be up there on Facebook and pretty soon on YouTube. So there you go. Please take care of yourselves. Till next time, namaste.